back with Brandon. He had an interesting deck he wanted to show us, his Magical Musketeer deck. So, since the new Link got announced, he actually's been playing around with it, and he's actually been having a lot of fun, I guess. So, yeah. Alright, we can get right into the deck.
Alright, 3 cast bar. He's the search of the deck. Whenever you activate a spell under him and it resolves, you get to search on a magical musket spell or monster. You must run him at 3 because it's the perfect ratio. 2 Starfire. I only like 2. 3 seems a bit cloggy because then you can't get into your other ones. Her effect, if you play a spell or trap under her, or your opponent does also, because they're calling monsters, you get to special summon a musket, and then 3 dock. I only like 3 dock because you'll see when it comes into play. I have another spell that works under it. In all musketeers, you can activate spells or traps from the hand as if they're hand traps. So it really comes in handy with all. And then 3 Kid Brave. He's the draw power of the deck. You discard 1 musket card, you draw 2. Dock, you get to add 1 magical musket spell trap or monster from the graveyard to the hand. They both come and play greatly. And then the last 2 muskets. Magical Musket Calamity. Her ability, if you lose most of your cast bars, Kid Braves, or docks, you can activate under her, get back them in defense. So she's really great monster reborn of the deck. 3 Ash. Just perfect ratio. And then 2 Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell's the best one. You want to stop your opponent from grabbing stuff from the grave, banishing from the grave. Just going after them. On for spells, 3 Cross Dom. Cross Dom, your quick play. You get to target your opponent's monster, make it a 0/0, its effects are negated. You always usually go on chain, so if they're activating one of their effects, you can negate them. 1 steady hand. You only need 1. You can run 2 if you want, but I personally run 1. Steady hand's effect, you can target one of your muskets, double its attack until the end of the turn. It comes really in handy when you're going against a big beater and you just want to do more damage with Cross Dom. 1 monster reborn. Has to be Lost Art. You gotta do it. Hey, Lost Art, great. Bring your monster back. 1 OG Raigeki. Make sure it says magic. Really get to them. 2 Instafusion. I run 2. You only ever need 2. You don't want to run 3 because you'll just be hurting yourself even more. And then my favorite mechanic of the deck, 3 Foolish Burial of Good. So Foolish Burial of Good comes really in handy if you start off with Dock, because then you can play Dock, activate under him, and then search for any one of your musket spells or traps in the deck, and then you can send it to the grave and use Dock's effect to put it back in your hand. So it's a great start off. 1 Upstart Goblin. 2 Ties of the Brethren. I only run 2. I used to run 3, but every single time I ran 3, I got screwed over by it. I never wanted to open with it that much. So 2 is really good. Comes in handy in the late game plays. On for my traps. 3 Desperado. Desperado, you get to target 1 face-up spell, 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. And then 3 Last Stand. I'd personally run 3. You can run 2 if you want. But 3, you get to negate any spell or trap from activation and destroy it. And then finally, my favorite 2, Dancing Needle. When you activate Dancing Needle, target 3 cards in either player's graveyard and banish them. And then you get more effects off by it. And then extra deck. Extra deck, 1 Mud Dragon, 2 Relinquish, or 1,000 Eyes Restrict. 1,000 Eyes Restrict really comes in handy. You can go into Mud Dragon if you want. I go into these 2 because then I can get them out and then go into another link. And then Winter Cherry targets, Titan, ABC Dragon Buster, Cyber Dragon, Evil Swarm, Dante, totally awesome. And then there's a couple other ones like Phantom Knight's Blade. You can replace this one over Colossus. Decode Talker, you can replace that one if you want to put a Boral Sword. He's alive, gotta stop the warrior players. Summon Summoner, gotta stop Thunder Dragons. Always gotta go for them. Yep, totally. You gotta put one of these in there. Put it over, just go for it. Just put it over Mud Dragon. This one, make it Mud Dragon. Put it over it so you can Winter Chariot. Just screw your opponent over. Just go at them.
All three of them.
Then one Sky Striker Ace Hayate. Screw over Sky Strikers. This card screws them over really hard too. It's really funny. They get really mad at you when you banish all three of their spells that they work so hard to send. And then finally, Linkaribo. I'd run 2 if you want, because then you run 2 restricts. And then you can just go into Linkaribo. It's really funny. You just absorb their monster and just take it. It's so great. Sideboard, I run 1 wild. This is for like if you gotta go through the grind game and you need to shuffle them all back in. So you can shuffle all your spells, traps, your monsters, your musketeer monsters, spells and traps, just shuffle them all back in and you draw one. He's basically the disciples of the deck. 2 Winged Dragon Roster mode. It comes really in handy against Link Spam, or you can also go against Thunder Dragon and do that. It's really funny when you do it. 2 Artifact Lancia. Not many people expect this card because it's really funny. Like, you can go against a Trickstar user, they try and banish your hand, you discard this, they can't banish your hand. And then 2 Effect Veiler. Comes really in clutch against like other players. You want to really go against Thunder Dragon with it. It's really good. 2 Denko. You never set anything in the deck, so you play Denko. I went against my friend who played Altergeist. Played Denko Sekka, he looked at me really mad. It was hilarious. Set all those cards, couldn't play anything else. 3 Winter Chariot. Target basically almost everything in the extra deck. It's really fun. Then finally, 2 Twin Twisters. Comes really in handy if you need to get rid of their spells or traps. And then finally, 1 Fiendish Steel. You can put them in over the last stand if you want. You can substitute them over last stand. It's really good because when you play it, your opponent cannot destroy your Musketeer monsters. And if they destroy this card, you get to search from the field or graveyard and put it in your hand, except him. So it comes really in handy. So that's pretty much it.
Alright. Is there any changes you would make? Big changes?
For the new Link format, when we get the new Links, I would definitely remove 1 of the Links or the extra deck monsters. So I can remove 1 Mud Dragon. So that one can be the new Link. Decode can be the new Link. And then you can make these 2 as 1 of the Thunder Dragon and 1 of the Boral Sword. And then basically that's it. Then you'd be prepared for the new stuff for the Link format.
Alright. But yeah. Alright.
Musketeer 2019. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed his deck profile. If you guys want to see this deck in action, he did do a few duel videos with us in the past. I'll link one in the description below. But no, yeah, if you have any questions about his deck, also leave it down in the comment section below. Yeah, leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe, and thank you, Brandon, for the deck profile.
Yep, no problem.